brain's all mush. There you go. Hey, we're going to be talking to comedian Chad Daniels later on, too. Right?
Yes, we are. 420.
Yeah. He's got a new hour on YouTube called Mixed Reviews. We just had his girlfriend in here a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. They got
Kelsey Cook.
They got a new podcast they're doing together called
Cook and Daniels?
No, it's like Fake Problems.
Pretend Problems.
Pretend Problems. That's what it is.
Pretend Problems. All right. Like no hot water in the lavatory?
Yes, exactly. Like everything we talk about on this show constantly.
You're welcome for the idea, guys. Dumb crap, nonstop. All right, so we'll chat with him later on, and you're real tight with him, yeah?
Yeah, we're buds. I'm going to be out in Arlington with him, Arlington, Virginia, the 8th and 9th of December, and we're texting about what we're going to do with our time. We're going to go...
maybe this will be a big Bill-centric call then.
Yeah, that's fine.
I like Chad, but, you know, what am I going to say to him?
We can keep it going. We can bounce it all around, because Mary knows Chad really well, too. The first time, I think it was like his second show on the road after the pandemic, or like when you still had to like do the seating. He came over to my house after the show, and Mary came over, and I had my pool table, and we played pool all night, and it was such a fun night.
My dad was in the hospital then. I remember because I was like constantly checking my phone.
Yeah.
And Chad was like, "What are you looking for on your phone?" I was like, "My dad's in the hospital." Like, he's like,
we drank a whole bottle of Four Roses.
There was a lot of drinking going on, but I was like,
Well, you were sober, of course, but like
I
me,
was not in a good state.
No.
Like,
we stayed up till about.
It was
3.
a late night. Yeah,
we killed that whole bottle of Four Roses that you got me for Christmas.
Yeah.
And Sam from Hilarities was over too, so it was a long, fun night, and he's one of the most competitive people I've ever met. So
at drinking or pool?
Drinking,
everything.
Pool, pop a shot, everything. He doesn't like to lose, and so I spotted him like 50 points on pop a shot because I'm very good at that, and I think I lost by like 2 baskets, so I had to buy. Like the next day, we were watching football, and like I bought our barbecue for lunch. But yeah, we have some good times together. Not always that much drinking though. This time we're gonna go to some museums in Washington D.C.
Oh, you're gonna take in some culture.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
I want to go to the Air and Space Museum. I haven't been there in a while.
Wow, you're gonna be like when Ferris and Cameron and what's her name all went to the. Tell Mary to try SD Guy 1234. He has a fun slot channel
on YouTube. Listen, I got my guys. NG Slot is my favorite.
Yes.
I really like his best friend is Mr. Mike. I like those two. They have a really funny rapport when they get together. And then Lady Luck HQ. That's a woman and her husband. Those are probably my top 3. And
a woman gambler.
What? It's Dustin. I need to know where you think
Mary,
you got all
Dustin
that
down in
money.
Georgia. I don't know it.
There's a couple people I really don't like too. Like there's this one guy.
Wow. How do you determine that they're all doing the same thing? How do you determine who you don't like?
Their personalities?
I don't like the way that guy sits there and pushes buttons like a hamster.
They're talking and they're like talking about what they're doing and like just the way that they react to wins and losses. Like there's this one dude who everything about him, he just seems like such a douche. But he bets the biggest out of anyone I've seen on YouTube, and his name is Mr. Handpay. And I watch him because he'll bet $1,000 a spin. And he's like, I don't see anybody else doing that. So when I want to watch really, really big wins and losses, I'll watch him. But he's kind of a douche. That's the best way I can describe it. Is like he never really gets excited about it. He won $98,000 on a slot machine and was like, oh, that's my new record. And I get it that when you're spending and winning and losing as much as these people
they're probably really low key about the ups and downs.
He is, but not everybody is. Like NG, when he does it, that's a huge, guys. That's a huge. And he's like jumping around and like getting everybody involved and doing shots. And he's like
so
a really.
You like a party when you're watching.
Like, yeah, he's like a really amicable, funny, like. He's a cool dude. And this guy's
because otherwise, well, but also if you're watching.
She likes the touchdown celebrators, not the ones that act like they've been there before.
Yes.
You're like the opposite. Yeah,
you just won $98,000 playing a game.
But also.
Spending $1,000 a spin.
But still, be a little excited about it.
Also, I think that you don't like the people who aren't excited because if you watch those people all the time, it would just reaffirm how depressing gambling can be.
Yes.
You need somebody excited because then that way you're not sitting there going, What am I doing?
On the live chat,
$100,000.
someone's saying that those are sponsored by the casinos and they're using fake and free money.
It's not real. You can't use. How are you going to use fake money?
Or like their
House money.
their house money, like credit stuff, and they don't actually get to keep the winnings.
Well, Lady Luck every year, because people get on her case, she doesn't really post any videos where she loses because she's like, they're not as fun to watch. Whereas NG posts both where he's like, hey, this is a very real account on what it's like to be a high limit gambler. She releases her tax statements every year and she shows you money in versus money out. And last year, I think she spent like $1.4 million on casino and she won back like 1.1. So she was
Down
300 grand. And so a lot of them show you like, hey, it's all real. Like this is what it is, because people accuse them of that all the time. Oh, they rig the slot machines for you. There's no way to rig a slot machine to win or lose. It's a random number generator.
Right, just like we don't have plants in the audience when we're doing crowd work.
Exactly.
Just like this show is not scripted.
Yes.
Just like
it's like everyone thinks there's.
That's my line, Mary.
Oh, sorry.
Mary, would you consult
You're the M.
please?
We're in a
That's why
studio. Our cue cards are gone.
I told you to highlight.
Printed them up for you out in the printer.
Put them where they go, Alan. But no, it does drive me a little crazy because people have their conspiracies of like, oh, this casino gives them specific games to play that they loosen up so that it wins more and it looks better and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's not real. None of that is real. You can't do that.
Alan, did that texter have his whole finger amputated?
No, the one right next to it. Did you see that video that Mike from Parma tagged us in on Twitter?
I'm sure I did. Refresh my memory.
He's got the guy that has the gigantic finger, and it looks like a dong.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Oh, man, it's
on X or on Instagram?
On X.
X. Yeah, no, I don't know that I... Oh, there it is. Yeah, I don't know that I saw that, though.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right.
That's...
gigantism.
Yeah, he's got gigantism, but it's in that one finger, and it looks like a penis.
That's correct. Is this something I can show?
No.
I can't. Okay. Do we have the ability to show?
No, we really don't because of the live stream.
Okay.
Like
tomorrow, I'll show you Dr. Penis Finger.
But if you, I'll just retweet it.
There you go.
Or repost it on X.
We'll all retweet.
Stupid
it. There
X.
we go.
Why would you change the name?
Because it's more. It's worth more to him dead than alive. That's why. So anyway, yeah, okay. So Mary wants nothing to do with your SD guy 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, I'm just saying that I have
much.
a couple people that I go, and there was one guy that I liked a lot, and then I don't know why this rubs me the wrong way so much, but when I was in Vegas, he was in Vegas the same time, and he was hosting this like event for his subscribers, and I was like, oh my God, that's incredible! I should go to this event. I'm there. I could get to meet him. I could do this stuff, and his event was wildly priced, like thousands of dollars to stay for a weekend and partake in his slot tournaments and do this and that and meet him. And he kind of had this air about him where it was like, oh, it is a privilege for you to come meet me and hang out with me.
I bet he sold out.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Yeah.
But it was like once I saw that, I kind of changed the way I watched his videos.
He's separating the men from the boys.
That's fine. But I want these people to be like my friends. Because that's how I see them.
You already have enough friends.
But these are my internet
Well, then,
gamblers.
there's probably people that feel the same way about you, and they want your fart panties. So
But that's different. NG Slot replies to my stories on Instagram. Whenever I tag him in anything, he replies back, and he's like, "Thank you so much, LOL, Mary, haha, thank you." Like,
if you were out on 90 this morning in Lake County, Concord Township, you're talking out Menor and Paynesville way, right? They had an amazing accident. I heard it this morning. An amazing accident. Now, it wasn't what I had envisioned in my head, but I still love it. A truck, all they said was that 2 trucks had crashed and a massive portion of 90 this morning was closed down westbound because the entire roadway was covered in chocolate and caramel.
Oh, my God. It probably smelled amazing.
Right. Well, I envisioned 2 trucks, each carrying one of those ingredients, crashing into each other, and what a coincidence that would have been.
Great commercial.
And then it's just viral marketing for Wonka.
Or whatever. Yeah, right, with Timothy Chalamet.
Like, what are we going to do with all this?
Concord Fire Department had to be called out to clean up the mess. It was a truck hauling chocolate and caramel, and it hit another truck, spilled out onto the roadway. So it probably smelled great, gross, sticky, the whole thing. Like 6 a.m. today, 90 West in Lake County. If you were part of that, it probably did. But when I heard it, I envisioned 2 trucks, one carrying, like the old Reese's peanut butter cup commercials.
You got chocolate in
my peanut butter.
You got peanut butter in my chocolate.
Yeah. Weird Al Yankovic is going to be back on the show on the 12th of December. And his video was making the rounds this morning because he was thanking the fans. This is the time of year where they release your Spotify Wrapped.
Mm-hmm.
And they tell you, here's what you listened to the most this year. Here are your top 5 artists.
iHeart does a similar thing as here's what you tried to listen to the most this year.
It's called iHeart App Crapped. They're Spotify Wrapped, and we do Crapped. And it's...
I'm not posting mine.
Why is it
I'm
embarrassing?
not either. You know why? Because I forget.
You're
I can't even...
linked with your son,
My
right?
son. I can't even make a dent. So I went into it. I usually get 1.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been DJing for the last couple of years, so he's going through and, he's doing parties and clubs and stuff. But so I go, well, I'll see what's on it just for shrimps and giggles. But it's all my son's. So if anybody were to see mine, if I were to post it, they'd have a larf.
Mm-hmm.
My top...
because mine are the 1975,
okay.
Perfect.
SZA,
Yes.
Skrillex,
Even better.
who knew, Fred again, who's just like a DJ producer guy, and Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Those are so my Spotify top 5. All my son. I had nothing in there. I usually maybe I'll get Steely Dan on my list.
Not
Nothing this year. Nope.
Mine was Herb Alpert, top artist, Cake, Bare Naked Ladies, Gin Blossoms, and then Daryl Hall and John Oates.
And Juan Oates, right?
My top artist was obviously John Mayer. John Mayer, Fall Out Boy, top 2. I was in the top 0.5% of listeners worldwide as far as John Mayer goes.
I was at
Worldwide.
0.1% of Herb Alpert.
Yeah, 0.5%. But
0.0.
I'd argue that John Mayer is more popular than Herb Alpert.
Absolutely.
So for me to be in the top 0.5%.
Not among 75 and up, Mary.
saying-
Yeah,
to
but
be
do
in
they
the
know how
top-
to work Spotify?
Yeah.
5%. I was like, damn, Mayor, slow down. What are you
Mine are
doing?
bitches.
All yours are bitches?
So, I mean, I'm not.
And Herb Alpert replied to my post on, he gave me a little
Really?
heart. A little heart.
Look at you. You guys are becoming best buds.
I'm trying to.
Maybe he's going to write you into the will.
Dude, that'd be amazing. He's got so much money.
And to Bill Squire, by Squire, I bequeath my Tijuana brass.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Say what, Cody? Oh, all yours are bitches.
Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Nicki Minaj. That's
They
my top
really
5.
are all bitches. Wow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
Christina Aguilera. You listen to Christina Aguilera that much that she's in your top 5.
Old Christina, though. Like the Come On Over,
Old
Baby,
Christina.
Ginny
Oh,
in
yeah.
a Bottle.
Whitney and Cardi B. Who?
No, I didn't have Cardi B. I had
Nicki Minaj. I always get the two of them confused. I'm sorry. Nicki Minaj is on your list. Man, she's foxy.
Yeah, that freaky girl song is like probably my favorite Nicki Minaj song now. Just
Well,
'cause-
Weird Al was basically
okay.
shading Spotify because he's like, thank you guys so much for listening. Spotify pays nothing.
It does not.
I don't know how these companies operate this way.
There's no laws against it. 0.0003 of a penny
Not laws.
per spin.
Not laws. But is it
Regulations or anything.
There's nothing.
right? But I'm just saying, like, is it just because
They can.
they have all the leverage and you have to be on a streamer if you want people to even hear what you're doing?
Pretty
And
much.
it's wow.
0.0.
So Weird Al was like, hey, thanks, guys. But
Hey, how you doing? Al here. Look, I'll make this really quick. I just want to thank you all for your amazing support. It's my understanding that I had over 80 million streams on Spotify this year. So if I'm doing the math right, that means I earned $12. So, enough to get myself a nice sandwich at a restaurant. So from the bottom of my heart, thanks for your support and thanks for the sandwich.
thanks for the sandwich.
That's not right.
Well,
It would be 24,000.
Now,
he's making a joke.
I understand, but it's still 24 grand.
I literally didn't know if he was making a joke or not.
No.
I know he's exaggerating.
People like me make $12
Yeah.
a year. because I'm not making
Well, they took a bunch of my
million
stuff off there, and I can't get it back up either. 'cause
Yeah,
they-
like
they
comedy
had-
got kind of cleaned up off there.
They
I'd
cleaned.
actually be able to tell you how much I made last year.
Okay, so you're saying that Weird Al made $24,000 off Spotify.
If it's
Off the-
0.003,
Yeah.
which is what I'm almost positive it was, if he had 80 million streams and 0.0003% or of a penny, that would be 24 grand.
Okay.
0.
But I'm not sure if that is still the payout.
So he can buy a few sandwiches.
At least a
then.
couple, yeah. Let me see.
Anyway, Weird Al's going to be back on the show on the 12th of December to talk about the Blu-ray release of Weird, the Al Yankovic story where Daniel Radcliffe plays him.
You get paid between 0.003 and 0.005 per stream. I might have added an extra zero in there. And he said he had 80 million streams. Is that what
Something,
he said?
yeah, something like that. A lot. People, Weird Al's doing fine as far as streaming goes. But anyway,
That's actually $240,000.
Yeah, even better. I didn't even get, I didn't make a dent in my Wrapped this year because my son got all top 5. SZA and Skrillex and the 1975, who, by the way, are doing our Alter Ego Festival.
What were your top songs? Well, not yours because they're all your sons.
They're all
but
my
Mary,
sons.
What were your top songs?
Downfall of Us All by A Day to Remember, which is, it might be my favorite song of all time. I really, really love that song. And then it was John Mayer, Something Like Olivia. Hold on real quick. Honestly, I mean, nobody cares.
I'd like to know.
John Mayer, and then Fall Out Boy, Hum Hallelujah, Fall Out Boy, Thanks for the Memories.
Dude,
and
Fall Out Boy's got a new song out that is so bad. It's
Is it
so bad.
We Didn't Start the Fire too?
No, it's not. We Didn't Start
This
the Fire
time
too.
we
It's
did
the
start
one
the
with it's
fire?
got like the Addams Family or the Munsters theme in it. That's so.
That's
bad.
been out for a minute.
Has it?
Yeah.
Like,
How
I
does it
just
go?
heard it.
That's Uma Thurman, isn't it? That's an old
That's
song.
like 10 years old.
Oh,
Yeah,
is
that's
that
an
an
old
old
song.
song?
Yeah,
That's a
she
gr-
wants to dance like Uma
Yeah.
Thurman.
Oh, I thought that was a new song. I don't listen
No,
to Fall Out Boy.
I
That's a,
love that
It's
song.
Oh, that
super
song.
lame.
I hated that song. I just heard it for the
when
first
they
time.
play it live, it is
Oh.
legit.
Yeah, that song's like 10, 15 years old.
My top 5 were In the Meantime by Space Hog, Good by Better Than Ezra, Let Me Go by Cake, Short Skirt Long Jacket by Cake, and then Run Around by Blues Traveler. I think you
Top
have
songs.
the beginning of that one.
Oh, I do, yeah.
Something in the Orange by Zach Bryan and Jamie All Over Me.
Yeah, because the song, they foleyed John Popper's stomach making weird noises. And
That Uma,
That's
you
what
really don't
happens when he
like
runs
that?
around. I like when I say I don't like it, it's beyond.
He gets all
don't
jostled
like
up.
it. Like it.
Wow.
Like I was like, okay, I'm gonna endure this song just because I'm so annoyed by it.
this is Uma
It is
Thurman.
Such a bad song.
I love it.
It
It's
is the
so
worst song I think
fun.
I've ever heard.
And when
Their
they do
songs
it
are all
live,
super corny.
but
You just
they're
have
fun.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's not a fun song to
You
me.
have
Like,
to
it's
like.
so not
You have to like their whole thing.
Yeah.
Nobody's
I like some other-
lukewarm on Fall
I
Out
like
Boy.
some of their older stuff. Like
That
Dance
is
Dance
older.
is okay, but like I'm talking like the 2003 to 2006. They had a few songs that I could listen to, but that one made me like stop and go, "What is
Thanks for the
this?"
Memories is still their high point. That's their best song.
I love Thanks for the Memories. I Don't Care is really, off of Folie à Deux. That's a really good one. And then my songs Know What You Did in the Dark, which is the Light 'em Up,
Yeah.
light
That
'em
one's all right.
up,
Yeah, I
up.
don't mind that stuff.
I'm on fire.
Anyway,
Yeah, but I again, they were always. I mean, like after I met them, they just changed.
well, plus
Like, it
there's a
was-
big difference.
I think I met them before I ever actually
With those
heard them.
kinds of bands, you have to manage your expectations because they're so fully produced. And when you go see them live, you're like, oh, I kind of hear the song, but it's not,
No, I just saw him. I mean, and
he's
again,
not hitting
it's
all
my
them
favorite
notes.
band.
Those harmonies are not getting hit.
But
I
they
mean,
are.
They're not.
They are, though.
They're
is the
not.
difference.
Anyway, I mentioned 1975 because I'm going to have another trip for the Alter Ego Festival, 5 o'clock. And they're Paramore and the Black Keys and 30 Seconds to Mars and Bush, if you didn't get to Buzzard Fest this summer and miss Bush. And Sum 41. So 5 o'clock, I'll have that next trip for you to get out there mid-January to see all the...
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS and everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app.
Buzzard Radio.
The Buzzard.
Is Rover.
Crank that son of a bitch up.
Full blast.
Oh, yeah.
Rock.
And Alan Cox.
Seemingly blindingly, mind-numbingly dull.
Your FM home of the Cavaliers.
This is Cavaliers forward Evan Mobley on 100.7 WMMS.
Your afternoon drive is brought to you by the Ken Ganley Auto Group, Ohio's #1 automotive retailer.
Hey, it's Rover for the Bath Authority. Imagine a new upgraded bathroom without the hassle of a lengthy renovation. A better bath awaits you with the Bath Authority. They make it possible with custom-made bathtubs, walk-in showers, and walk-in tubs available in a huge selection of styles, colors, and finishes, so you can get exactly what you want and you don't have to wait. Plus, right now, you can get a new bath installed in as little as 1 day for just $99 a month. Call 216-220-8399. 216-220-8399. The Bath Authority, 216-220-8399.
At Giant Eagle, Get Go, and Market District, we listen to what you, our customers,